So today I found out my company is going to be bumping up everyone's um, hourly pay to $25 an hour by 2025. And one of my coworkers who's been there for 20 years, give or take, seemed to get offended because she didn't think it was right that people who have been there at the bank for ever would be making the same amount as someone, just starting at the job. And it's sort of interesting to me that, you know, people's mindset or perspective on, other people, you know, and how much they make, compared to how much, they themselves make. Because, what, you know, I make is in no way affected by what the next person makes. You know, if someone's been there for 5 years longer than I have and, they make an extra dollar or two, good for them. If we're making the same amount because I put in 2 times as much, 5 times as much work, you know, then so be it. How much someone else is making shouldn't really affect how, someone feels about, you know, everyone as a whole, um, getting their um, hourly wages potentially raised. You know, yes, I could see how, um, it'd be nice if, the amount of time you've been at a company meant something, you know, but really, when my coworker started there 20 years ago, the minimum wage was probably only like $5 or something, and you know now the federal minimum wage I think is like $7.58, and at least in my state, the state of Maine, um, I want to say it's closer to 15. I'm not really sure. Um, so I mean, obviously, you know, as the years go on, um, wages just increase. That's um, how economics work. But inflation also happens, which, causes the cost of things to go up. So, the amount someone's making may or may not coincide with the cost of goods or services. So someone making whatever the minimum wage is, um, let's say the federal minimum wage is 7.50. Someone making 7.50 an hour, um, that hourly wage may or may not, be going up and down at the same rate as, the cost of rent or the cost of groceries or um, gas for your vehicles. Um, so, it's good that at least some companies are um, looking at that and saying, okay, well, you know, whatever the minimum wages might not be enough. We should, you know, raise the bar a little bit so that the employees can have some cushion room. Due to inflation, the um, what a dollar buys today, you know, wasn't the same as it was 10 or 20 years ago. Um, so that's one reason I think it's very important for people to develop different skill sets, in case their companies aren't as generous as mine. I know, um, you're not going to be able to make it off $7.58 an hour. So, because of that, you're not going to stay in a job, for, a lifetime. You're not going to, you know, stay there for 30 or 40 years and, expect to get anywhere off that kind of job, because if you're, getting, a 10 or 20 cent raise on, your 750, hourly wage, and then, inflation causes the, your, the value of your dollar to be, say 80 or 90 cents next year, or, in 5 years. Well, that, you know, 10-cent raise, might not completely offset, how much the price of your groceries is going up. So, you should look at, okay, um, you're a cashier, you're a burger flipper at McDonald's, you're a greeter at Walmart, okay, what else can you do to make yourself valuable to the market? What can you bring to the table that, maybe you can make an extra dollar or $2 an hour instead of just getting that, 10 or 25-cent raise. You know, um, also, you should look at your attitude and your work ethic, because, you if you have a really crummy attitude, you know, you might not get along with your coworkers or your managers, and if you have a bad attitude long enough, you might get yourself canned because of that. Or, if you, um, if your work ethic's so poor that you're doing less than your coworkers, if you're doing just enough to try to stay at your job, eventually that will catch up to you. It might not, but you're not going to get any promotions by doing the bare minimums. You're not going to, get a better, um, you know, pay bump in most cases. So, just some thoughts to consider. And, leave a comment, down below if, you have any thoughts on what I talked about. And, keep checking back every so often, because I'll have new videos every week. Sometimes multiple videos each week. And hopefully you have a good day.